Hi everyone, Sailor Moon here, Sailor Mars here, and today we're going to talk about, some folks being unhappy with Ernest P. Worrell being Sailor Earth. Now, at first you might think, who would be the folks who were, unhappy with Ernest being Sailor Earth? Well, it wasn't truly a bind, because a lot of folks were open-minded to it, like Michael Augie 86, which is no longer around and no longer on here anymore. Nick 2121, also he's no longer around anymore. And Megan Passmacher, if I'm saying her kin name right. Well, she's still around, but doesn't really do much of her fairway. And folks like Omen Boy, who still to this day is still open-minded to Ernest being Sailor Earth. Now, there's many other folks out there. Now, there was one fellow who was not open-minded to Ernest being Sailor Earth, at least not in the beginning. And if we would say her name, she's no longer on this fairway anymore, so alright, it was Sailor Moon fan dubber, or Sailor Moon lover speaker, I guess. Now, she's no longer around anymore, but when she was, she made a big deal out of Ernest P. Worrell being Sailor Earth back in the day. And do you want to know why her grounds was for making a big deal out of it? She thought that Ernest being Sailor Earth was meant to be a slight to Naiko Takiguchi, and which at the end of the day is not true. But that's what she believed. I mean, I don't know how you would think that was supposed to be a slight on her, for having someone be Sailor Earth. I don't understand that. But that's what she believed, And it didn't only stop there. She would then start telling us what we could and could not make films on. Like we didn't have the right to say anything, good or bad, about her liking, the Toei one. And at the time, that was the only true one for anyone until the Viz one came out. So that was another thing. She would then tell us if there were films she didn't like, she'd say, "Oh, do you want me to unfollow you?" And then I had to stop making, she had to write the time what I could and could not do. And it was kind of dumb. Right. Yeah, you're right. Want to go on, Sailor Mars? Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. I mean, that was her bullshit forgiveness for it. Oh, I thought Sailor Earth, Ernest being Sailor Earth, was meant to be a slight on Naiko Takiguchi, or Takenchi, or however you say her kin name, and not true. And then thought she had the right to tell us what we could and could not talk about. Oh, so she liked the Toei one. And most likely, she'd probably like the Viz one if she was still around. Oh, and if we made any films on anything that she didn't like, oh, she was going to unfollow us. Well, you don't have to worry about Sailor Moon fan dubber, Sailor Moon lover, speaker, talker, whatever the English word would be for it. She is long gone, But yeah, she was gatekeeping on us when it came to Sailor Earth, Ernest being Sailor Earth, because she thought we were sliding Naiko Takiguchi. And that was not true. I don't know how she got that into her head and her mind, but there was no truth to back it up. So, yeah. And also, she was kind of guilty of gatekeeping. Yes, she was. And I'll tell you why. Because then we started making films about why we liked the Deke one at the time and the Cloverway one at the time. And why we thought they were good ones. And then she would say, oh, I want you to stop. And if we said anything bad about, if we said something that she didn't like about, you know, the Toei one at the time or whatever, she'd be like, oh, well, that's the one I like now. And you got to stop talking about, the Deke one or Cloverway one. Or you got to stop, you know, saying this or that, or I'm going to unfollow. Well, if she chose to unfollow, that was her own business. But yeah, she was guilty of those behaviors. Then makes a film bitching about how, you know, we're wrong for having Ernest as Sailor Earth. Oh, for in this film, you're right, Sailor Mars. Then we got to make a film saying, oh, look, we're so sorry for, you know, making Ernest Sailor Earth, and we're so sorry for making films that she doesn't like, and things like that. And oh, this was a long time ago, so it's way in the past. And then she coming on making a film saying, oh, I'm sorry for, you know, getting angry and thinking that you making Ernest P. Worrell Sailor Earth was a slight on Naiko Takeuchi or Takeuchi, but I don't think it was. So yeah, that may be the only time that someone on this here in the Sailor Moon followership was guilty of gatekeeping. Why? Who knows? You know? I don't know why someone out there would think that Ernest P. Worrell being Sailor Earth was a flight on Naiko Takeuchi or Takenchi, and it was not. You know? And I get it. Everyone out there has made their own Sailor Earth. Everyone out there is going to say their Sailor Earth is the right Sailor Earth or the true Sailor Earth or whatever. You know, that's right. At the end of the day, this whole gatekeeping thing over Ernest P. Worrell being Sailor Earth was truly dumb. I mean, the grounds to why I talk about this, because it is something that comes up in the Sailor Moon followership. You know, and why someone thought that they had the right to tell us what we could and could not talk about and who we could and could not have as Sailor Earth. Well, that was too bad then. Anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. What's the other film we made yesterday over here? I, Sailor Moon Serena, I, Sailor Mars Ray, and we'll see you tomorrow. So long, farewell, goodbye.